Hi guys. Okay, let's go over what's in your packet first. Okay, you have an AR sheet. So what I'm thinking is keep going at home and have your parents fill it out for you can still take AR test. You can still do all that. I'm going to keep track of your points. So I'm going to show you at the end of like every couple days how many points total, and I'm not going to delete them every night. So we're going to see how many points you can get till the time we meet back. So we're still going to do points for your AR test, and they'll show up on my computer. So whatever I see, we can, I'll just add in your points, and I'm not going to delete them. So every couple days, check online with the videos and see how many points, and I'll show you the screen. You're going to get points for everything you do. So have your parents fill this out, and we are still going to hang it up. Don't forget, we've read 4,900 books, and I'm going to update that every week also. Okay, that's in your packet. Brand new AR sheet. Finish up the old one first because I still want to hang them up. This week, we're going to be looking at poetry. This is going to be interesting because you're going to read the poem, and it's quite funny, and you're going to be writing your own poem. And I think these would be funny. Even if your parents want to record you and upload you reading it, I think that would be so funny to hear you read your poem. The name of this poem is called Eraser Poop. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get some funny stories back. It says, your turn. Now use lines below to write a poem that rhymes, because that's the goal in this one, okay? All right, so before we left, we were building stamina. We were working on our comprehension. We're building stamina. So you have your reading comprehension, which is everything you're used to. And you have two stories. One is Olive Spoon. You're just going to read the story. Don't forget to underline where you find your answers and answer the questions on the back. This is something you're very familiar with because we've done a lot of these every single Thursday, I think. So, like one question says, why does Olive think someone may have buried an old spoon? Okay, remember, why does he think? What gives him be careful with how they word it. You're going to turn the page and you have one more short story. It is called Two Ants on an Adventure. And then behind that, you have your questions to go with it. You just fill in the bubble, but don't forget, you have to show me where you found the answer. That way I can see what your thinking is. All right, let's move on to what else is in the packet. So we have poetry, and then we have our writing, because I think it's Wednesday we do our writing, I think normally. So this would be fun, and you can even color the picture when you're done. Our goal here is supporting details, and if you think back about our writing, we have our topic sentence, we have our details, and then we have our closure sentence. Well, this time you're going to use this picture, give me a topic sentence, and then use this picture to find out what needs to be in the details. Your details need to match with what's happening in this picture, and then do your closure sentence. So you're used to this stuff, but what I'm looking for is really good supporting details. Okay, let's move quickly. For your grammar, for your skills day, which is Tuesday, I think, we have homophones. And do you remember what a homophone is? It is a word that sounds the exact same, like night and night, except they have different meanings. One means a knight in shining armor, and one means the opposite of day is night. You're just gonna, it's actually fun. Use the word bank above to fill in the pictures, and then which one makes sense in the sentence. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for a second. Let's look at math for this week. In math, we're gonna be doing a couple different things. One is you're gonna be skip counting. So you're going to figure out how are they adding. Are they adding 3 each time, 4 each time? Don't forget, we've seen this on IXL, and we've seen this on Prodigy. Down here, they're going to give you the rule. They want you to subtract 4 every time. So you're going to start at 30, subtract 4, what do you get? Subtract 4, what do you get? Subtract 4, what do you get? Okay, Moving on, we have our just regular work from Zern that you're really used to. On the back is telling time. I have expert time tellers in this classroom. We have adding 3 numbers here, which might look confusing, but remember, find 2 numbers that go well together, then add on the 3rd one. Don't forget to carry the group of 10s. We have our fractions, which would be our regular, what we do every single Friday, and our regular read it, draw it, solve it. So be looking for lessons on these coming up soon. We also have a very fun project, which will be our from Miss Justy, and she wants you to draw something from any shape you want. It says create an object using the shape below. She's made a strange shape. You can make it into anything you want. I wish I could see you. I miss you all so much. Okay, we're going to look over a sheet that you have in your packet about adding 3 sets of numbers. So let's do it together. Let's choose some numbers. Let's do 16, 24, and 13. Okay? All right. Remember, at this point, what we're going to do is cover up the 10 side and just add what we have on just the 1 side. So when you're doing 3 sets of numbers, choose 2 that are easy to add. Like 6 and 4 would be 10, and 10 and 3 would be 13, right? So when you have 13, you have 1 10 and 3 1s. Now let's go on the 10 side. We have 1 plus 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's our answer? 53. 53, 5 10s and 3 1s. Okay, guys, let's look at our math sheet that has the fractions in it. It looks like this. There's only a couple things I think you might want to know about here. Everything else is pretty much review. But when it asks you about quarters, when you're talking about fractions, do you remember what a quarter is? A quarter is worth 25% of something. So it's going to be 1/4. So if they ask you about quarters, remember, it just means 1/4, okay? Like there's 4 quarters in a dollar. Think of it like that. Okay, so can you tell me, when you look at this, what do I have shaded in? Let's review. How many pieces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many do I have colored in? I have just 1. So that is 1/4 of the total piece colored in. All right, let's look at the next one. There's one problem on here that I think might be different. And it says, if you didn't like pizza, we got to figure out what 1/4 looks like and 1/3. So let's divide our circle up in, or our pizza up into 4 equal pieces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're pretty equal. And here's, ooh, the 1/3 would be like, oh dear, that's not a 1/3. What do a 1/3 be like? Okay, there's a 1/3. Kinda. Take off that piece. Okay, so we have to decide, if you don't like pizza, would you rather have eat 1/4? There's 1/4. Or would you rather eat 1/3? Which one do you think? Hi, guys. Okay, so here is one sheet. We have our read it, draw it, solve it, and on the back we have our fluency. Let's do one together. Kaven planted 14 flowers. Kara planted 3 fewer flowers than Kaven. How many flowers did Kaven plant? So we have to figure out first, what does fewer mean? Fewer means less. So, and less usually means we're going to subtract. Now you can also make it into an addition if you wanted to. So let's look at this. Kaven planted 14 flowers. So we know for sure we have 14 flowers. And Kara planted 3 fewer. Well, to figure out what is 3 fewer than 14, we need to subtract 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So what's my answer? 11. I did forget one thing is I need to label 11 what? 11 flowers. Okay, remember to look for those words that will help you out.